I was shocked. I was devastated. It was hard to believe, and just something I didn't want to hear.
Today on the Morning Edition, months after a man went missing out on the water near Nome, a family is remembering 72-year-old Samuel Shavings as a humble, loving man. We'll hear more from them in just a bit. Plus, a plan to power Eielson. Hear about details on a new project for a micro-reactor to generate heat and electricity on base and how much it's expected to cost taxpayers. And later, terrifying moments at a Pennsylvania theme park had a happy ending when a man followed his dad instincts and scaled an elevated monorail track to save a lost child. The Morning Edition starts now. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the long weekend. Dad instincts kicking into full gear there for sure. That looked like a close call.
That could have been a scary situation. Thankfully, it did end up a lot better than what it could have. But we did see some rain through the weekend. We are waking up this morning, still holding on to some areas of some spotty to isolated showers, which looks possible across parts of South Central today. Limited sunshine potential throughout the week as we're largely expected to hold on to mostly cloudy to overcast skies. We're also going to see temperatures, for the most part, staying near to slightly above seasonal values through a large portion of this week. Meanwhile, as you step outside this morning, we are sitting at 58 degrees. Winds remaining quite gusty out of the southeast, which are up to about 25 miles per hour. That's really where we should see winds peak through today. Not expecting any gusty conditions for a large portion of your Tuesday. 57 as you head off to school this morning with those overcast conditions. You can see by this afternoon, we may see a stray shower or two across South Central. And again, some sunshine breaks will be possible, but largely expecting those mostly cloudy to overcast skies. Looking at the state, we do have another system that's bringing rain across a good portion of the state through the interior out towards southwest Alaska. We've even got areas out towards Norton Sound where we are waking up to some of those isolated showers. But ongoing summertime warmth continues for southeast. This is where we do have a heat advisory, which remains in effect for both the northern panhandle and areas to the south. Meanwhile, as you head out west and then here in South Central, we've got some flood watches. We even have a flood advisory as you head out towards Petersville. This coming in from that rain that we did see last week. That flood advisory is in effect until 9:15 Thursday morning with a flooding caused by excessive rainfall. Additional round of rain arrives as we welcome in the overnight hours on into our Wednesday. And we are watching some wetter conditions this week across South Central. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
In today's top story, the family of a woman who was seriously injured after a bear attack in Kenai is speaking out as she recovers in an Anchorage hospital. Adelmi Ruiz joins us now from the newsroom with more details. Adelmi.
Kristen, 36-year-old Ariane Fabricio Colton was attacked 1 week ago today while out on a jog near her home on Chinook Drive. Alaska wildlife troopers say she was dragged about 100 yards from her home onto a neighbor's property in the woods. She was found hours later. Authorities searched for the bear for days but were unable to find it. In a written statement to Alaska's News Source, the family said in part, quote, "We are very grateful for the outpouring of support since Ariane's attack. Her injuries are serious, but she is receiving excellent medical care and already showing remarkable strength. We ask for privacy and compassion as she begins a long road to recovery, and we urge kindness in how her story is shared online," end quote. To read the full statement and learn how you can help Colton and her family, download our news app or find it on our website.
There are many sections of the road that are completely gone. A lot of the crossings are completely gone.
Flooding in the Cache Creek area near Petersville. A woman in the area says she and others were stuck there for several days, and she says the flooding rolled in Saturday night.
We're trying to clear, there's big log jams in the road. We're trying to do everything we can to mitigate the situation. A lot of things everything's pretty much gone in a lot of places out here. It's flipped over vehicles and all different kinds of stuff.
The flood warning is in place until 10 this morning. The Yetna River crested at 23 feet, and authorities say any activity near the area needs to be taken with precaution. Plans are being made for a nuclear micro-reactor on Eielson Air Force Base, a pilot project in Alaska. Nearly 100 people attended a town hall meeting last week to ask questions and learn about the technology. The reactor is planned to provide 5 megawatts of power and heat to Eielson, with the potential to expand to the surrounding community. Audience members raised a number of concerns, including how much the project will cost taxpayers, whether the technology is safe, and what will happen with the waste the reactor generates. Military officials and scientists assured the crowd that the micro-reactor is tested technology and that taxpayers won't see a cost until the site is up and running, with the Department of Defense only purchasing power, not building the facility.
Let's just say, for some reason, their design is unable to work, or their license was not approved by NRC. There has not been any loss other than an opportunity to have the first commercial advanced nuclear reactor at Eielson Air Force Base.
So far, the Department of Air Force has announced its intent to award a contract, but no contract has been given yet, and it's unclear when the project will move forward. The Juneau police officer seen on a video slamming a man to the ground last month has resigned. City officials made the announcement Friday while releasing multiple body and dash camera videos from the incident. The July 30th arrest involved Chris Williams Jr., who suffered a concussion after the takedown by former officer Brandon LeBlanc. A warning, the video you are about to see may be difficult for some to watch.
Turn around, you're going to jail too. Put your hands behind your back. I'm not going to tell you again. You about to get slammed. Put your hands behind your back.
I was walking.
Put your hands behind your back right now.
I was walking.
Right now.
I was walking.
Walking now, huh?
Police say the arrest began as they detained 47-year-old Marissa Didrikson for disorderly conduct. They say she told Williams to, quote, take care of a man she had targeted with racial slurs. Juneau's police chief said the force used was not consistent with policy. On video from another officer's camera, LeBlanc is heard explaining his actions.
So I had his one arm here, and he had his other one braced on there.
Because I'm not seeing any bleeding or anything.
No. Well, I hit ground first.
Oh, okay.
Like I brought him on top of me, like a C-flex type.
City and borough officials say an independent third-party investigation is still underway. Juneau City Manager Katie Kester says this does not define the police department. She added that Tlingit and Haida leaders have offered to co-host a community dialogue. We'll keep you posted as this develops. A community in western Alaska is left reeling after losing 2 of their own when a boat sank back in May. Now, after months, the body of the second man has been recovered, providing family with some sense of closure. Joe Allgood explains.
It was a sigh of relief.
After months, the recovery of Samuel Shavings' body has offered comfort to family members.
He was a very humble man.
Samuel's son, Jim, and his daughter-in-law, Amanda, describes the man as a friendly face in their village of about 200 people.
He was always one that greeted people in the community, whether they were newcomers or they might have come to the village a few times. He always made sure to make them feel welcome and, make sure that he stopped and talked with them.
Unfortunately, the village of Micro-reactor lost not just Samuel's kind face, but also his dear friend, Albert Williams.
What best friends are related to each other's with, friendship. They were close. They were close with each other.
The two set out on a boat in May, never to return.
I was shocked. I was devastated. It was hard to believe. And just something I didn't want to hear.
After the boat sank, recovery efforts located Williams' body, but could not find Samuel. In the meantime, the community has done their best to offer support.
They helped in any way they could, whether it be phone calls, whether it be texts or messages.
Jim fondly remembered time spent reindeer herding.
With both of them, with both my dad and father-in-law was reindeer herding.
and his father who loved boating, carving, his church, and those around him.
Nothing like this is easy. Nothing.
Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
The family said they are hoping to hold a memorial or ceremony in Samuel's honor, but haven't yet set a date. Coming up, it's a staple of the Alaska State Fair. Giant vegetables are one of the main attractions. We'll introduce you to this year's Cabbage King. And as we reflect on the upcoming anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the Anchorage Fire Department is working to help those in need. How you can help them reach their goal.
More rain builds back in across the state this week. I'll have more on what to expect through the days ahead. But first at sunrise, 6:55 in Anchorage, 6 o'clock in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
And welcome back in on this Tuesday morning with a look at Katmai National Falls. Looks like we got one bear out there, Aaron, just chilling in the falls.
Yeah, just patiently waiting for that fish to probably come to them because starting to get a little big as they make their way towards the time where they begin to hibernate. Of course, we are watching some rain showers across the state this morning. Heat remains for southeast. This is where we continue to see some heat advisory concerns. Another wet week for some across the state. And of course, we continue to watch that flooding potential for parts of south central through the northern Susitna Valley out in Petersville, which is up under a flood advisory through Thursday morning. We are expecting additional rounds of some heavier rain as we welcome in your Wednesday. Temperatures across the state this morning in the 40s and the 50s. You can see from the slope through the interior and even areas of south central waking up to some light rain showers this morning. Again, we are going to favor some wetter conditions for many areas of the state this week. We've got a ridge of high pressure that is still with us. Now, it has expanded somewhat to the west and to the north. This is that ridge of high pressure that continues to lead to ample summer warmth out towards southeast. But notice the flow in the upper levels of the atmosphere is coming in out of the southwest. This is going to continue to pump in ample moisture back in across Alaska. Really expecting to see areas of the western interior and western parts of south central, southwest Alaska, where we're going to favor most of that rain here over the next couple of days. So rain builds in out of the Aleutians later this afternoon into our Wednesday. That's going to lead to increasing rain out towards areas of Bristol Bay, the Kuskokwim Delta coastline, and then later tomorrow afternoon into the evening, we'll see parts of western parts of south central and into the interior holding on to a better chance for some rain. So additional flooding concerns will be possible for northern parts of the Susitna Valley. We can't rule out some stray to isolated showers today with those temperatures warming into the upper 50s and lower 60s. We'll be near to slightly above seasonal values for early September. And when it comes to that rain, it's really going to be hit or miss here over the next couple of days for most regions across south central. We're talking about less than 1/4 of an inch for most locations with a better chance for rain arriving as we head into our Wednesday afternoon and into the evening hours. And notice it's primarily going to be across western parts of south central with areas through eastern Prince William Sound and into the Copper River Basin expected to stay on the drier side. And then looking ahead through at least the next week and a half, we are going to continue to favor a good portion of the state with these wetter conditions. Meanwhile, southeast, where that ridge has been with us, more warmth to be expected. In fact, a good portion of this week will continue to favor ample sunshine with daily highs warming into the 70s, possibly even some 80s as we welcome in the coming days. So still holding on to that summertime warmth as you head out towards southeast. I forgot to replace that Labor Day there as it was yesterday. We will correct that, but those temperatures here over the next couple of days, low to mid 60s to be expected. Again, we are watching a chance for some showers as we welcome in your Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll be watching for that potential as well. 67 degrees as we welcome in your Saturday.
All right, thanks, Aaron. The Alaska State Fair has come to a close, but in case you missed it, one of the Alaska State Fair's proudest traditions is giant vegetables. Charlie Fellows shares details on this year's Cabbage King.
Alaska is the largest state in the Union, home to its largest forests, glaciers, wildlife, the list goes on. So it's only natural that the vegetables would follow suit. The 29th running, or squatting, of the Alaska State Fair's Cabbage Weigh-Off was electric.
Congratulations, first-year grower!
Well attended and a great chance for the cabbage-growing community to gather.
We all talk when we get here at the fair, and when we see each other, like Scott Robb, he's like the cabbage king of the whole world because he really does have the world record cabbage.
A nickname that proved prophetic.
And in first place, the Alaska State Fair is proud to present the first place ribbon and prize of $1,000, weighing in at 84.2 pounds to Scott Robb.
And while anyone can enter, Rob knows what separates the wheat from the chaff, or whatever the cabbage-related adaptation of that analogy would be.
If you don't have the desire and the drive, just like anything in life, it won't happen. So, just patience and perseverance, and it's not hard to, everything that I've done, the seed, the fertilizer, it's out there for everybody to get.
Tools once again used to their fullest potential. A third win under the belt of a cabbage-growing legend. Charlie Fellows, Alaska's news source.
Rob's winning entry was 84.2 pounds. For reference, his 2012 winner that set the Guinness World Record for largest green cabbage ever grown was a staggering 138.3. Meantime, the Anchorage Fire Department is asking for your help as it marks the upcoming anniversary of 9/11. If you're out and about, you may see these bins outside of every fire station in Anchorage. The fire department wants to fill these bins with food to be donated to the Alaska Food Bank. The food drive runs until September 11th. They hope to gather at least 2,977 pounds of food, which is symbolic of the number of lives lost in the terrorist attacks.
So we decided to do a food drive around 9/11 because historically we see an increase in citizens, people visiting the fire stations around 9/11. As people think about the events of 2001 and the 343 firefighters who died in New York, people want to connect with their firefighters. And so we always welcome people to come to our stations, and we're asking people when they come to the station to bring food to donate.
The public is welcome to come and donate from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. until September 11th. The training center will also have bins out between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.